All right, good morning. We are on Mission 7, Lesson 21. Let's read our I can statement together. I can identify unknown numbers on a number line diagram by using the distance between numbers and reference points. We would start off with the word problem. Remember, we read it, we draw it, and then we write. To ride the Mega Mountain roller coaster, riders must be at least 44 inches tall. Caroline is 57 inches tall. She is 18 inches taller than Addison. How tall is Addison? How many more inches must Addison grow to ride the roller coaster? So that means that we do not know how tall Addison is because it is asking the question. All right, so pause the video and complete the word problem. All right, so did you draw out Caroline 57 and put a question mark for what Addison's height? And then did you put the additional 18 inches because Caroline is 18 inches? So that means that you have to take that 18 inches from the 57. All right, so when you do that, then you'll be able to come up with your answer. Or you can count on from 18 all the way to 57, and then you will look at what's on the arrows because this is the arrow way, and 40 minus 1 is equal to 39. So Addison is 39 inches tall. So we now know how tall Addison is. All right, so now get on into the lesson. Part 1. Identify missing points on a number line. So we have the endpoints on a meter stick. The endpoints on a meter stick, you have 0 because that's where we start. And then you have the different hash marks counting by 1. And does anyone know how 1 meter is how many centimeters? Do you know how many centimeters in 1 meter? Did you, excuse me, did you say 100? If you did, you are correct. There's 100 centimeters and 100. All right, so now we're going to draw a number line to represent this part of the meter stick. You're going to use your meter stick as a ruler to make hash marks at 30 and 50. So you just will need 30 on one end and 50 on another end. Now we're going to take away the meter stick and use your ruler to connect the hash mark. This is just steps to walk you through with making your own number line. Then you label the marks on the left 30 and the hash mark on the right 50. We use our meter strip to draw parts of the number line. And remember, our endpoint is often 0, but now it is gone because we are only going to use a section of the number line. So yours should look something like this. All right. So take your time and draw it and make sure you have a number line like this. All right. So watch as I draw a hash mark in the middle. It is the equal distance from both endpoints, and the length between the hash marks is a unit. So let's count the units together. So we're going to go through what number goes right in the middle of 30 and 50. All right, so we're going to label the middle 40. So put 40 on the number line in the middle. Now watch as I make more units on a number line by drawing hash marks in the middle of 30 and 40 and between 40 and 50. All right, so we will add more units. So everyone should have that down, right? So you should have something drawn like this. All right, so now let's come on over. We're going to find out the missing parts. How many hash marks are on the number line? If we start at A and count 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so we should have 4. All right, so we're starting at A and we go all the way in. There will be 4, but it's a total of 5 from 30 to 50. All right, so what goes in between? In between, oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. So we're going to put our finger on 30. Let's slide it all the way down to the next mark and count the units. 35, 40, 45, 50. All right, so what is the value of point A and point B? Point A and point B. All right, did you say 35 and 45? Yes, it is. All right, so what is the length between each unit? Let's count. 5, 10, 15, 20. So between each unit is 5. So we have a total distance from 30 to 50. It's 20. Because 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 is equal to 20. So you count it up. 5, 10, 15, 20. All right, so now let's look at another number line. Take your time and draw this number line. Pause the video if you need it. All right, how many units are here? 1, 2, 3. All right, did you say 4? Yes. If you know each unit length is 10, can we figure out what the endpoint E is? Yes, we can. So we have 100. All right, so what is the value of E? Did you say 140? Yes, it is 140. So let's count 110, 120, 130, and that means that E is 140. All right, so now let's look at this last one. Oop, I am. All right, so now draw a number line that is just the same as the other one on your paper or your whiteboard with 4 units or 5 hash marks and a right end mark of 95. So this time you're going to put 95 on the end, and then the other left end point will be A. Look at the number line here. So draw one, pause the video if you need to. All right. All right, so if each unit length is 10, let's figure out what the point A is. So how will we do that? Did you say count backwards? So let's count backwards. 95, 85, 75, 65. So that means that point A is what? 55. Now that we know both endpoints, we can use one of the strategies we just talked about to find the difference in length between the endpoints on the number line and then be able to tell us what that endpoint is. So what is the difference on the number line? All right, did you say 40? Yes. Now look at the number line and the one that we have done earlier. Don't they each have the same what do they have the same and what did they have different? All right, so each unit on both number lines were worth 10. All right, so we counted by tens on each one of the number lines. So the units are the same, but just the numbers are different. Okay, all right. All right, so here are some more for you to practice. Find you continue to work using a sequence of problems such as the following to help work through and finding what the value of each number is. All right. Hope everyone understand and make sure you practice these so when you get to your exit ticket, you will know exactly what to do. And this is your exit ticket that will be uploaded for you as well. All right.